A very good morning to my dear students of class 9th. I welcome you all to this new class of Social Science 2, where we are heading towards the completion of the first chapter from Geography, which is India, Location and Size. Children, in the previous two classes, as we have already discussed, let us recap the points which we have discussed. Number 1 was India's location. Then number 2 was India and its size. Coming to the third category, children, it is India and the world. Now, we all know that India holds such a prestigious, so now we know that India is among the top 7 countries in terms of its vast size, 7th largest position India holds. Now let us see India and the connectivity with the world. Now children, India is located in the center of the world between East and West Asia. India is in the center between East Asia and West Asia. Now the routes across the Indian Ocean which connect the countries of Europe and the West and the countries of East in Asia provides a strategic central location to India. It provides a strategic central location. What does it mean? For example, if you need to connect India with the Eastern Asia and the Western Asia, and then you need to prosper in terms of trade, you need to have that position which is well suited for the trade routes between the East Asia and West Asia. To make it simple, if I ask you, you study in Montfort Inter College, what is the most strategic locational residential area from where you either can connect to the market also very quickly and you can come to school also. You can easily say Mahanagar Gol Chauraha nearby or Badshah Nagar, where you can have access to the market in one go and you will come to the school also very quickly. So strategic central location means a location which is centrally first of all, and it is strategic in terms of trade, where it can be easily connected with the East Asia and West Asia also. So it is being called for India that India holds that strategic location, right? Now the third important point when we talk about India and the world, children, the Deccan Peninsula helps India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa and Europe from western coast and southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. If you talk about that V part of India, you will see Deccan Peninsula is lying in the central of that. Now, you all know the western part, the western coast and the eastern coast. Towards your left hand is your western coast. If you see the western coast of Indian subcontinent, you will see India can be easily connected to Europe. India can be easily connected with Africa and West Asia. If you see the eastern coast of India, it can be connected well with Eastern Asia, right? So India is having that strategic location. Now the ocean which is south of India has been given the name on the Indian subcontinent. Yes, you guessed it right. It is the Indian Ocean, children. It is the Indian Ocean which has been named after a country, children, right? Now, this is, a strategic location and the importance of the country which is being given to this. The ocean which is south of India, the V point of the Indian subcontinent and the southern part, that ocean is being named as on the name of no other country than which is India, right children? And to mention with this that apart from this name which is being given on a country which is our country India, India has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean. Okay, India, no other country, if you compare Indian coastline, no other country has longest coastline as compared to India in Indian Ocean, children. Right? Now, the next important point when we talk about India and the world is the land routes of India, children, are much older than the sea routes. How? If you trace back to class 6th history, you will come to know when people came to India in ancient times for trading. about two specific items, which was its cotton and its spices. So the land routes of India are not new in today's time. They have been ancient times. They have been there from ancient times. That is why we say that the land routes are much, much older than the sea routes, children. Various passes across the mountains in the north have provided passengers to the ancient travelers a way to access India and come and interact with our country. It means that in the mountains, in the northern part of our country, we have so many passes. We all have heard about passes which are being there in the mountains to give a passage. So various passes in the northern mountains of our country have been the best land routes from where the ancient travelers have come and visited our country. So to cut it short, the theme of this point is that the land routes of Indian subcontinent are older than the sea routes. Now, the land routes helped India in exchange of ideas, commodities from ancient times. What was the point of land routes and what did we get? Then you will answer that India's land routes has helped India in exchanging ideas, commodities from ancient times. Okay. The next point, children, India has propagated the ideas of Upanishads and the Ramayana, the stories of Panchatantra, the Indian numerals and the decimal system, as well as its spices, cotton muslin cloth, and they have been all famous all over the world because of this free passage or the land routes. When people came to India, they got to know about our numerical decimal system, they got to know about our muslin cloth, they got to know about our spices, and the trade started commencing. So they have given so many options, so many varieties to different countries to come and exchange with these commodities. All right. Now also the influence of Greek sculpture and the architectural styles of the domes you will get to see in the Indian structures as well, because different parts of the country's rulers have come and ruled our country. Therefore, in their time period, they have got these different construction work done. Right. Now let us come to the last topic, which is India and its neighbors. Children, India and its neighbors, to note it down. In present time, children, now you have 28 states and 8 union territories. Now, what are the basic and the important neighbors? What are the names of those neighbors? Talking about northwest, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Towards the north, China, Nepal and Bhutan. Towards the east, Myanmar and Bangladesh. South, Sri Lanka and Maldives, children. Now, Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea. Name it. You will mention Park Strait and Gulf of Mannar. Children, whenever a question comes, a narrow channel which divides two different places or two land masses, then you will write a strait. But if the question comes, and this is a definite, a sure short question for 1 mark category, name the narrow water channel which divides from India and Sri Lanka, then you will write Park Strait, because now you are specifically mentioning a country's name. Therefore, the water channel which divides India and Sri Lanka is Park Strait. Right? Very important question for 1 mark category. Next point. Maldives Islands are situated to the south of Lakshadweep Islands. We all know Lakshadweep Islands are there towards the Arabian Sea, and then towards the south of Lakshadweep Islands you have Maldives Islands. A peninsula. Now what is a peninsula? A peninsula is a piece of land that is bordered by water from three sides. But connected to the mainland from one side. That is known as a peninsula. That is why Indian peninsula we refer, because three sides we have water, but from the northern part it is connected to Asia. Okay, so what is a peninsula? A peninsula is a piece of land which is surrounded by water from three sides, and from one side it is connected with the main land, children. So that's all for today's class, children, and I hope this was helpful to you. Then in the next class, children, we will be taking up the questions and answers, where you will be doing it in your copies, children. All right. Now there are some important facts. There are some important facts which I wanted you to go through, which I am going to attach with this class only. Please go through the important facts. Okay, and that's all for today's class. The chapter is over, children. After this, I will post in the next class questions and answers, which you are going to write them in the copies. All right, children. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Take care and stay safe.